Hey y'all, welcome back to the Insurance Lounge with me, Tanya.
And me, Kristy.
We are your local insurance agent out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we're here to make insurance a little less boring and way more useful for you because our goal is to share with you what we know so that you will feel more confident about your insurance so that you can better protect your family, your home, your business, and most certainly your financial future. So, with that said, Christy, would you do the honor and kick us off for this week?
I sure will. So it's October 1st today, right? Wow.
Woohoo!
Time is flying, but we've passed that autumnal equinox, I guess. It is officially fall, even though it's still really warm, in the Chattanooga area, but it's going to get cooler. It's going to cool down. It's cooled down a little bit already, going to continue to do that. And it's just a good opportunity then to do that annual fall maintenance check of things around your house. And so we want to give some tips for what are those things and why? Why does it matter? So let's start with that.
Absolutely. So why does it matter, Christy, right? I mean, what's
Yeah.
the whole reason for us having home insurance? Why do we
Yeah.
need to keep up with the maintenance around the house?
Well, we've talked about this before, Tanya, right? This is a common misunderstanding that people seem to have, but go back to the basics of what your insurance is for. It's really there for sudden and accidental damages to your house. It's not there to, replace aging components of your house and damage that occurs because things have aged. So, doing that maintenance, just making sure that things are kept tidy and, up to date and repaired where they need to be is just a good opportunity to help alleviate any risk of damage, mitigate that risk, but also figure out, okay, is my roof aging? Do I need to do something about it on my own? Because if something happens to it now and it's aged out, you're at risk of your insurance not covering something like that.
Absolutely, Christy. And the way that I always tell my customer to look at home insurance is kind of like your auto policy, right? So your auto insurance policy will pay if your car is damaged from an accident, right? It's accidental. Um, I I haven't seen and correct me if I'm wrong, I have not seen in the years I've been doing insurance where an auto policy will pay for my oil change or pay
Well,
for a new set of tires if my tires are worn out, right?
oh, how I wish it would pay for tires because I hate buying tires. But
Yes.
no, you're right, Tanya, it does not. And same goes with your house. Exactly.
Absolutely. So we want to share with you today, our homeowners that are listening in, just a list of things that can really help you, not only making sure that everything is in working order, but also minimize some of the damages or deterioration over time that
Yeah.
absolutely more than likely will not be covered under your homeowner's insurance policy. So we want to help you nip things in the butt now and keep the problem small when it's manageable before it becomes something larger. So,
Yep, absolutely.
with that said,
So
Christy,
starting with clean your gutters and downspouts. Um, keep that debris from piling up onto your roof. Make sure that water can flow off of your roof, properly and down, down the house through the downspouts and away from the home. So anytime you have debris, kind of cluttered up in those gutters and downspouts, you're really putting your house at risk.
absolutely. You do not want to have that water coming back into the house at
Mm-hmm.
anywhere, right? Because that can cause rotting, that can cause mold, deterioration over time, where you might have to spend more money replacing all you know, the uh, the damaged part to your
The
home.
substructures, right? Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, absolutely. And while you are up there on the roof, we do recommend that at
Check
least
out the
once a
roof.
year or every now and then, yes, check out the roof for any missing shingle or any curling on your shingle, right? If there's any
Yep.
cracked, because we do have hail around our area. Anything
Yep.
like that happens. And the nice thing about inspecting your roof, guy, is either you can do it yourself, or there are many, many local roofing companies that will be more than happy to come out and do that for you at no extra cost.
That's right. That's right. They'd love to. And so fall is just another, it's a good time before any winter weather hits and have winter storms, even fall storms. Our fall weather can be pretty unpredictable. So it's a good opportunity right now to either, if you're afraid to get up there yourself, I know I wouldn't do that, then, hire somebody to get up there and take a look at things and just make sure. And while they're up
Absolutely.
there, they can look all around that chimney and fireplace, right? So that's another one to take a
Right.
look at.
Right.
Not just around the kind of the where it meets the roof though, but also inside the chimney. You really want to make sure to get that inspected and cleaned at least every couple of years.
Absolutely.
It's a
Absolutely. And
big
then
fire risk to have buildup inside your
huge.
chimney. Hmm.
Yes, huge fire risk. And of course, take a walk around the house when you get off the roof, right? Because look for some gaps that has to be sealed, or cracks around the windows, your
Right,
doors, your
around your windows, around
foundation.
your doors, exactly, yep. Again, that's just gonna allow weather to get in, water to get in, possibly even animals to get in, bugs for sure, so, grab you a bottle of
Absolutely.
caulk and walk around.
Yeah. And I'll give you an example too, like let's say if there's a crack somewhere that we didn't seal, and especially when in during the winter when we get rain and then we get freezing weather,
Yep,
that can get into the crack, that can expand, that can do more damage to your home
that's
than
absolutely right.
it normally would, right? So we want to make sure that you can avoid that, because a lot of
Yep,
time if it's damage to the structure caused by a by weather related reason, oftentimes it might not be covered under your homeowner's policy. But I would check with your agent just to confirm.
yep, for sure, and as a bonus, sealing those gaps and cracks is a good energy saver because 'cause you're gonna keep the warm air in and the cold air out, so I love a good energy saving
Absolutely.
tip.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of energy, we can also save you more money on your energy bill by just simply getting your HVAC system serviced.
For sure, for sure. Make sure, you don't want the air to go out in the summertime. So spring is going to be another good opportunity to get this thing checked, but you don't want to be without heat in the wintertime. So it's just a good time right now to, again, call somebody in. Lots of the HVAC companies around will, gladly do kind of a maintenance inspection for you um,
Mhm.
and get everything cleaned out, tidied up, make sure it's in good working order.
Absolutely. And if you're just terrible with like the scheduling like I am, a lot of these HVAC company will put you on a schedule. So they'll
That's
reach
right.
out, they'll remind you, and they'll work with you. So we encourage you to do that. I think it's just a smart thing to do. Besides the fact that we want heat in the winter and air in the summer, it's also, one of those appliances or system that if it's aged, right? Or it was not
Mhm.
properly maintained and it can go out on you. Unless there was a tree that fell on your HVAC system,
Yep.
its fail unit due to age or lack of maintenance is typically not covered under
Typically
your
not gonna be
homeowner's
covered. That's
policy.
right. That's right.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yep. And then speaking of tidying up, trim your trees and shrubs. Cut back any branches that are hanging over your roof, or certainly touching your roof or too close to your home. These things can really, again, allow moisture to kind of collect in the area, can cause mold and mildew on the surface structures of the home, but also just pose a danger of falling on your home in the event of a storm. So it's a good idea to trim those back right now.
Absolutely. And if the tree is not falling over to your home, then it's just a way for all of our friendly critters to get into your home. So
Yeah.
so things like rodents or chipmunk or squirrels. So they're all
Mhm.
in the same family, guys, all considered as rodents.
Some
Now,
of
our
them are cuter
friend,
than others, but they're all
yeah,
rats.
yes, and I would say that most insurance policies will more than likely have that rodent as an exclusion
Exclusion. Yep.
from coverage. So just keep that in mind. Now, cute and friendly and fluffy raccoon is not a rodent, but you don't want him to get into
Still
your
don't
home
want him in
either.
my house.
No, no, very cute though. If I catch one in my house, Christy, I would say I would try to keep him as a pet. I'm sorry, but
Woo! You're braver
they're just
than
so
me.
cute.
I agree, they're cute from afar. Oh.
Okay, and then
And
last but not
yeah,
least,
go ahead. Last but not
uh,
least, maybe test your sump
yeah.
pump if you have one, if this is applicable. Of course, not everyone does, but if you've got a crawl space, if you've got a sump pump, again, you just want to make sure that that's working properly. Fall weather, winter weather is unpredictable. We can have heavy rains in the area. And so
Mhm.
you want to make sure that you're prepared, to pump any water out in that situation. You don't want to get a moldy, musty crawl space because there's water collecting down there.
Mm-mm, we don't want that. And just a little tip too. So as I mentioned earlier, I have a hard time with the scheduling, right? Thank God to technology today, guys. So we will drop a house maintenance checklist in our episode for today, so that way
Yep.
it's free to you to download. But I know there's a lot of tools out there. There's AI tools, there's Chat GPT, different kind of things that you can just upload the list and you just tell the system to build out a maintenance schedule for you, and they'll send it to your calendar. They'll send it to your phone
Yep.
calendar, however that works best for you. That way, it kind of takes your mind off of it, but you're always going to be on schedule to do what is best to make sure that your home is in good working condition.
You got it. And bonus tip, this is my bonus insurance tip for right now. If you haven't yet created a home inventory, this is a great time to do that as well. What we've talked about, we've done an entire episode on that. We'll link it in the description. You can go back and check that out.
Absolutely, guys. Yeah, if you have valuables that you want to make sure that it's protected in case of, theft or a fire, things like that, call your agent, talk to your agent, right? After you make the inventory, you'll be very surprised of how much stuff we have. So we highly recommend that.
You got it.
All right, Christy. Shall we give a little quick summary really quick before we call it a day?
Quick recap. I think we can do this quickly.
Hmm.
Number one, checking out your, what did we say first? Trees and shrubs, or
Yep.
no, gutter. It was gutters. Gutters were
Yep.
first.
Hmm.
Gutters and downspouts. Get them cleaned out.
Absolutely. Take a look at your roof, right? Is it age enough that it has to be replaced, or is there missing shingles that can be repaired? If you don't want to do it yourself, because you're afraid of height, like me,
Me?
then hire someone, right? They can come out and give you a free estimate or an inspection.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Get your chimney and your fireplace inspected and cleaned if necessary. It's a big fire risk. It can be a carbon monoxide risk. You definitely want to get that checked at least every couple of years.
Absolutely. And keep your house sealed, right? Cracks happen, gaps happen because
Yep.
the foundation move, the earth move. That's okay. Take a quick look around your house, seal any gap that you see around your windows, your door, your foundation, and that way you can keep yourself secure during the winter when
That's
we
right.
get rainstorm and ice.
You'll save water from coming in and you'll save money on your energy bill.
Absolutely.
And then, excuse me, speaking of saving money on your energy bill, get that HVAC checked out. Get a good, maintenance review of your HVAC. Make sure that it's in good working order. Not, that's a thing that unless, like you said, Tanya, a tree falls on it, it's struck by lightning. This is not something that's really ever likely to be covered under a homeowner's insurance policy. So really imperative to keep it in good working order.
Absolutely. And then, of course, trimming back the tree and the shrubs or the bushes that are touching your house itself. One, you don't want a big old branch to fall through your roof during a storm in the winter. That would not be good. Nor you don't want our cute little critter friends to get into your home either and do damages because more than likely, rodent damage is not something that insurance will cover.
Yep. And then last thing, if you have a sump pump, so if you have a basement or crawl space where you have, a threat of water getting in, get that sump pump checked, make sure that it's in good working order, getting any water out of there so you don't, have the environment for long-term damage to build up because that's what water in your crawl space will definitely do.
Absolutely. So that's a wrap, guys. So if you really enjoy our episode from today and you found it very useful, please like, share, and subscribe. If there are topics that are on top of your mind and you want to get some additional insight, you want us to share more on how you can better protect your home, your family, drop a comment down below. We'll be more than happy to talk about that on the next episode.
Absolutely.
And until then, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.